Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, young and old. It is me and I am he. It's your boy Munashe. Back again, baby, baby, with episode two of the Anything is Possible podcast. God is great all the time. I appreciate all the love. I appreciate all the support. I don't care if it's 2 views or 2 million views. The fact that you viewed, it's a blessing in and of itself. As you can see, what's behind me, this is all that matters around here. Episode 1 was cool. Episode 1 was very, very cool. It was smooth. It went well. And I want to give a shout out and give a thanks to everybody who tuned in, everybody who watched. This is something I've been working on for a long time, man. And I'm not worried about the views. I'm not worried about the engagement, even though excuse me, for episode 1, we had some pretty good engagement. But for me, it's all about consistency. That's the only way I can let the world know. That's the only way I can really assure Celtic Nation that I am who I say I am. I come in peace, and most importantly, I come in green, as you can see. Special shout out to obviously the Boston Celtics. Shout out to the entire staff, top to bottom. Shout out to TD Garden, staff, top to bottom. Because today's episode, we are going to go into the history. We're going to talk about the history. Because like I said a little bit in the first episode, you got to respect your elders. You got to know where you've been to know where you're going. And that's something that anyone who is grown in this life understands. So as you can see behind all these banners, 17 to be exact, this didn't just come overnight. This didn't just happen off happenstance or circumstance. It took hard work. It took dedication. It took consistency. It took perseverance. If you ask me, my episode 1 was my first NBA championship. 1957, as you can see up there. Now we're on our way to the second championship, into the next, into the next, into the next, into the next. But when it comes to Celtic history, God, have we been blessed? Have we not been blessed? Have we not experienced, or at least heard, or at least been a part of and seen what it means to win? Correction from last episode, I was talking to my brother Stephen Pryor, aka Red. Shout out to Red, my brother. He's a Celtic fan. He bleeds green, even though his nickname is Red. It's my brother for life, man. For life. He had to correct me. James Naismith. I think I said Stephen Naismith, but forgive me. You know, shout out to Stephen A. Smith, because I think that's what inspired me to even say Stephen. I know some real Stevens out here, like my dog Red. James Naismith, originally born in Canada, created what was originally known as, from my understanding, basketball, but it was through peach baskets. If you go to the Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield, which I've been to many times, shout out to the Basketball Hall of Fame, Also, while I'm talking about the Basketball Hall of Fame, Basketball Hall of Fame has a Celtic exhibit that's coming out this summer. You absolutely know I'll be there. And God willing, if I'm allowed to, we will be filming an episode in that room, or at least near it. I want y'all to understand how much I love this team. I want y'all to understand how much I love basketball. I want y'all to understand how much I love being from Massachusetts. Whenever I'm feeling down, I bump Dropkick Murphys. Shipping, yes, 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 I do. I bump Dropkick Murphys. I bump them because when I hear that song, it reminds me of Kevin Garnett. It reminds me of Rondo. It reminds me of a time when utter dominance, which is quite similar to right now. But anyway, I'm digressing. James Naismith is the reason why we're all here. Without him, without his innovation, without his thinking, without his craftsmanship, without his creativity, we wouldn't even have this wonderful game of ours. So, salute to you, James Naismith, and to the Naismith family. Dr. Naismith, doctor. If you got your PhD, you know how important it is to say doctor. So salute to the doctor himself. I talked about this man last time, and I think it's very, very important that I talk about him as well, because before this episode, prior to this episode, I watched the Bill Russell documentary. And I want to really just take time out to really salute. I will talk about Bill Russell, but I just want to take this time out to salute Red Auerbach. I don't think people really truly understand just how much of a god this man was for us. My mom, shout out to my beautiful mother. My mom, she's a home health aide. She's been a home health aide for some time now. But the thing about my mom is home health aides, they literally just take care of people. Now, my mom has had the blessing to know a lot of elderly people in Massachusetts. My mother, I'm not gonna say his name just out of respect to his family. My mom used to take care of this one dude, and I was sitting around with him talking to him for a while, and he was telling me how much he loved the game of basketball. And for me, the ultimate icebreaker, no matter what race, no matter what gender, no matter what sexual orientation you are, no matter what it is, if you tell me you love the game of basketball, oh, we're gonna be talking for a long time because I have a lot of questions I need to ask you, especially if you're older. But anyway, this gentleman that my mom knew, he was at the infamous Havlicek steals it. Havlicek stole the ball. It's all over. He was at that game, present. And one thing that he said to me that a lot of other people have told me about Mr. Red Auerbach is when you went to the Boston Garden, not TD, not TD, because TD's new. TD's new. Let me not even say TD. Let me age myself. Fleet Center. Yeah. Y'all remember Fleet, don't y'all? You remember Fleet? Fleet Bank. I remember when they changed it to TD, everybody was upset. Everybody was like, yo, what? What is a TD Bank North? What remember before it was TD Garden, it was TD Bank North Garden. And I knew because at the time I was so young, I just knew that a change was coming. We all did as Celtics fans. We all knew a change was coming. But anyway, to the original Boston Garden, the original joint. This elder gentleman had said to me, one thing about being in the Garden was when you looked down at the sideline and you saw Red Auerbach light his cigar, guess what? The game's over. The game is over. It's a ritual. It's a celebration. The game is over. We're done. That's why I'm lighting this cigar anyway, because you want to know why? Because I can relax. I can relax. I can kick it. That was a trademark of Mr. Red Auerbach. And many times I wish that I was around to have seen that. As a black man, it probably would have been a little different for me. But with Red Auerbach, no, it wouldn't have made no difference if I was black, orange, or green. Red Auerbach broke so many barriers. So many barriers you don't even people only from back then know the severity of the barriers this man broke, especially in Boston. Now, because this is a historic episode, this is an episode paying homage to the history of the Boston Celtics. I'm not going to go into that history. I'm not going to do that. I refuse to do that because I know so many different people in this beautiful state of ours that think just like Red Auerbach. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep it peaceful. I'm going to keep it true. I'm going to keep it wholesome to who we are. But back then, Red Auerbach, he was pissing a lot of people off. Just know that. With what he was doing, with what the original image of the Boston Celtics was supposed to be. Let's just be honest here. Like I said, I'm not going down that road. I'm not going to do that. But because Red Auerbach said to himself, yo, I'm not doing this. I want to win. I'm a winner. Why do you think I light my cigars every time? You know why? Because I'm a winner. I win. That means Red Auerbach. I don't lose. To who? Who do I lose to? Lakers? The Sixers? No, I don't lose to them. I'm from Boston, baby. Come on, dude. Come on, kid. But anyway, there was a man. There was a man from San Francisco. San Francisco, who stood tall, who stood strong, who stood handsome, and represented his family, his culture, and his race. Do you know who I'm talking about? Do you know who this man's name is? His name is Bill Russell, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't figured it out yet. Side story. I was talking to one of my boys before watching, because me and him, we watched the documentary together. This was when it first dropped. And I was doing the starting lineup announcements, and I said, standing at power forward from Black history, because I didn't know where he was from. But Bill Russell represents Black history. Same way Martin Luther King, same way Malcolm X, same way Sojourner Truth, same way Angela Davis, same way all these beautiful, wonderful people. Bill Russell represents Black history. And what better way to represent Black history than to be the greatest Celtic who ever lived? Yeah. Bill Russell was drafted to the Boston Celtics. I know for a fact Red Auerbach got a lot of heat from that, because in the documentary, if you watch it, and I salute this man, by the way, too, the name I'm about to say, Bob Cousy. Love Bob Cousy, by the way. Love that man. He was the golden boy. Him and John Havlicek, those two dudes, bro, they were the quintessential representation of what the Boston Celtics originally was supposed to be. But see, one thing about greatness is you can talk about it or you can be about it. When Bill Russell was drafted, there was a lot of people who said, who the hell is this? How dare you bring him Yeah, you seen that. Yeah. How dare you bring him into what we're doing? Red Auerbach, are you crazy? What are you trying to do here? You know we don't want that. You know we don't want him. We don't want this. But Red Auerbach said, stop talking to me. I'm doing this. Hence why I said, either you talk about it or you be about it. You know who also was somebody who would be about it? Bob Cousy. You think Bob Cousy cared about what nonsensical people were saying to him? You don't know this man, Bill. You don't know how fast he runs. You don't know how quick he is. You don't know his dedication. You don't know how much of a symbol and an icon this man is. The Cousy family, I don't know. I can't really speak for them entirely, but at least for Bob, for Big Shot Bob Cousy, he said, no, 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 no. I wasn't raised this way. I was raised to win. I'm a winner. I need him. Same way he needs me. Havlicek, same thing. You think we care about what y'all got to say about us? Watch this. And sure enough, didn't they take over the 60s? Wilt Chamberlain, Mr. 100. It's cute. Wasn't against the Celtics, though. Shout out to Wilt Chamberlain, man. Shout out to Wilt Stilts. But I heard Wilt Chamberlain was a bit of an a-hole. So if you ask me, I would rather Bill Russell. Done. But anyway, let's get back to the history. Bill Russell was disrespected. He was ridiculed. He was mocked. Bill Russell bought a beautiful home in Reading, Mass. For those of you who know the story, you know the story. But for those who don't, let me just tell you. Bought a beautiful home in Reading, Mass. Him, his wife, and his wonderful children. With the very same money that he earned here in Massachusetts. Earned. Wasn't given. It was earned, right? And the people of Reading, how did they repay him? I'm going to say this just so whoever did it, whoever's family did it, because y'all know who did it. Y'all know. It's in your family history. It's in your family bloodline. They threw feces at his house, human feces. They squatted in their hand and threw it at his house. Can you imagine how crazy and how nonsensical you have to be as a fool to literally defecate in your hand? To literally cop a squat, your own squat in your hand and throw it at someone else's house. He can wash it off. Bill Russell can wash it off. He can get water and just wash it right off. But you have to live with the fact that you dropped a deuce, you took a two in your hand and threw it at someone's house, thinking that's going to get me to move? Thinking that's going to get me to do what? To leave? Didn't work. Do you know how crazy? You know how crazy you have to be to do that? In your hands. But anyway, let's keep moving because that's absolutely disgusting of a human being. Disgusting. There's also a part in the documentary, and this right here, I touched on it a little bit before in the past, but I'm gonna make sure I touch on it now. The Boston Celtics were playing a team. I believe it was Kansas City in the documentary. God forgive me, but let me know in the comments section. Also, too, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I forgot to put that in the beginning. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Hit it now, please, so we can keep this thing going. I'm not asking you for money. I'm just asking you to hit the like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. And the notification bell. Bill Russell was playing in a game. And if you know the game, please put it in the comment section. Type it in. He's playing in a game. I believe it was Kansas City. He whooped them. Hopped on a plane and flew to Mississippi to grieve, to pray, to mourn and to commemorate the one and only Emmett Till. Yeah, Bill Russell was in his era when Emmett Till got when he got completely disrespected. Caroline Bryant, that's the woman who did what she did to Emmett Till. Your soul is in question. In the words of Kendrick Lamar, your soul is in question. If God hasn't already put you where you need to be anyway. But anyway, I'm not here for that. That's not why I'm here. Bill Russell hopped on a plane and went down there to commemorate and say, I'm so sorry for your loss. Now, can you imagine in the 60s, a successful black man who's making buku money? I believe his first contract was 100,000, maybe 100,000, 300,000 around there. That's like $1 million. That's a lot of bread. That's a lot of cheese. Because milk was what, 25 cents back then? This man was making his paper in a town where they didn't even like him anyway. They threw their own feces at his doorstep. And yet he said, nah, I'm going. You know, Red Auerbach found out about that, and Red Auerbach said, go. You absolutely should go. That is the mark of a man of integrity, a group of men who supported him. They obviously didn't go down because they have their own personal things they got to deal with. The fact that Bill Russell did that speaks to him. Last point I'm going to make about Bill Russell, because I think it's very, very important. I've been talking about this with a very, very good friend of mine from work, one of my coworkers. I won't say his name just in respect to his family, but he knows, if he sees this, he knows who I'm talking about. I think we need to sign a petition, or at least talk to Mayor Wu. Shout out to Mayor Wu. Love Mayor Wu. Love her dearly. Bill Russell's statue needs to be moved immediately and put in front of TD Garden. Come on. Why is Bill Russell's statue, why is his memory stuck in the corner of Government Center? If you're from Boston, you know, and you know it's disrespectful where they put his statue. They didn't even put it in front of Government Center, in front of the train station. They didn't even put it in front of the John F. Kennedy building. They put it in the side corner area. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please. This is not a threat. This is just a suggestion. And I'm saying don't do that because of what this man has gone through as a man, as a Celtic, as a human being. Please, let's move his statue and put it where it rightfully belongs for everyone to see. You have to find Bill Russell's statue if you're not from here. You have to find it. That's very, very disrespectful if you ask me. But anyway, Red Auerbach went on to make Bill Russell the first player coach, won a championship with them, first black head coach. First black head coach. This is the history. And if you're listening to this on your way to work, I hope that you're getting there safe. If you're in your home, I hope your fridge is full. I hope your glass is full. I hope you're sitting down. I hope you're relaxing. If you're listening to this, I hope you enjoy yourself when you're listening to this, because to me, as a Celtic fan, this is important. This is important to talk about. This is history. You got to know where you've been to know where you're going. So let's fast forward to the one and only, to the mighty 80s. The 80s. God, this is God. Mr. Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Dennis Johnson, Robert Parrish, Bill Walton, squad. Nate Tiny Archibald, squad. It was the 70s too, in the 70s as well. This was a time of pure dominance. Since we were talking about racism from a black lens, I know white people, you can't be racist towards white people. But what I will say is they disrespected Larry Bird like crazy. They called him Farmer Boy. They called him all these names. Not saying he couldn't handle it. He's a grown man. He was a grown man. He can handle it, bro. He's from Indiana. He's from the farm areas. And Indiana ain't no Mayberry either. Indiana is the birthplace of the Klan. Just in case you know, has nothing to do with Larry Bird. But Larry Bird was disrespected a lot, which is why Larry Bird is the king of trash talk from people. Larry Bird is a dog, bro. He's one of the greatest, bro. Larry Bird, dog. Let me tell you, this dude is ruthless aggression. Ruthless. He came to play. And I'm not here to play with you. I'm here to play and beat you. We all know the story. We all heard the story. Larry Bird in the All-Star game walked into the locker room and said, "Hey, who's coming in second? Because I've already beaten y'all." Y'all remember the game when Larry Bird stole the ball first, the Pistons passed it. No, when I think Larry Bird stole the ball, gave it to DJ. DJ laid it in underneath the DJ lays it in. What a play by man! This dude was different. That's what I was talking about last episode, Jason Tatum. You got to have that insanity. You can't be cool. You can't be cool. These dudes were cool, but their coolness came from adversity, from pressure. Pressure. Danny Ainge, what's going on, sir? How are you, Danny? Heard Danny Ainge was a dog, too. He was a baseball player. Remember Space Jam? Yeah, boss, baseball player. Yeah, boss, baseball player. Dual athlete. Danny Ainge, I have the utmost respect for you, bro. I have the utmost respect for you, sir. Yeah, I was talking greasy, but I wasn't liking the moves that were being made. I loved the Kyrie Irving move. We're gonna get into that. Love that move. Love the Kevin Garnett move. Love all the moves. But kind of towards the end, I think, you know what I'm saying? It just wasn't, but that doesn't deny your greatness. I remember in the documentary, Michael Jordan documentary, you were one of the brave ones to talk crazy to Michael Jordan. MJ. MJ. And you would win. And you would win. You would beat him. Kevin McHale. Kevin McHale was not no small fry, from what I was told. Kevin McHale was tall, bro. He was tall. He was shoulders. Jason Tatum's shoulders. Quick sidebar. Let me go back to Bill Russell. Another guy I work with who's born and raised in Boston. You know what he told me about Bill Russell? He said Bill Russell, because Bill Russell is one of the owners of Slade's. You guys know Slade's? You're from Boston, you know Slade's, the restaurant. Bill Russell owns that. I don't know if he may still own it now, but he was the proprietor of that. He owned it. Bruh. He told me, my coworker told me this. He said Bill Russell is one of the most genuine guys. He was very generous, but don't you dare ask him for an autograph. He told me, bro, he told me Bill Russell does not accept autographs. He didn't. If you went up to him and you said, "Yo, Bill Russell, can I get your autograph?" He would cuss you out. That's what he told me. He's seen Bill Russell many times. Many times. If you're from Boston, bro, and you know somebody who's from that era, bro, talk to them. It's unfortunate because, I'm doing this podcast. I will start to interview a lot of the OGs that I know with their permission. so that we can really, so you can really understand what these people look like and what these people were like, what their presence was. Because to me, this was biblical times. Can you imagine? Can you imagine walking down Tremont Street and you see Bill Russell, Mr. Lemon, Mr. MLK, Mr. Civil Rights, Mr. Black History, the man, the king, the true king? Come on, man. But anyway, let's go back to the 70s and 80s. Robert Parrish. I got to meet Robert Parrish one time. This dude is tall. These dudes are tall, okay? These dudes are gods amongst men. They're tall as hell, bro. Cedric Maxwell. I saw him at Park Street one time chilling, feeding the birds. I said, yo, Cedric, bro. How are you, sir? Good, young man. How you doing, young man? Very respectful. This was an era. This was a different time compared to now. Let's fast forward again. Kenny Anderson. Yeah, Kenny Anderson. Yeah. Rafe LaFrance. Tony Battie. Tony Delk. Paul Pierce. Young Bull Pierce. Young Bull Pierce. This is when that Celtics games. This is Fleet Center Celtics now. In their white jerseys, they would wear black socks, black shoes. Yeah. Yeah. Court was yellow. Parquet yellow. Seats were yellow and black. It was a different time, man. Marcus Banks. Yeah, yeah. Hell, we had a lot of good players, bro. Jim O'Brien, head coach. This era was an era of kind of a new sense of identity. Because remember, Coach Rick Paterno said, Paterno, I think Paterno, this is Coach Rick said, I'm gonna say Coach Rick. He said, Larry Bird is not walking through those doors, folks. Kevin McHale's not walking through that door. That was the realization that things had to change. This is kind of right before, and kind of right during the time when Reggie Lewis passed. So the Celtics were trying to really find ourselves again. So who did we get? We went after Kenny Anderson, a dog from New York. Dog point guard. This was my time. This was like when I was 5 years old, 99, like 98. Things were different. No championships, but the identity was starting to come. And we keep going a little bit. Delonte West, Sebastian Telfair, Wally Zerbiak, Al Jefferson, young Kendrick Perkins, rookie Kendrick Perkins, Sebastian Telfair. Did I say that name? Sebastian Telfair. This is when Danny Ainge was really trying to, mold himself, really trying to figure this thing out, really trying to get the game, do his thing with it. Ricky Davis. Y'all remember Ricky Davis? Flying out the gym, bro. Gerald Green. Y'all remember these names, right? Do you remember? But then, as we're going up, then 2008 hit. Rajon Rondo, Paul Pierce, NBA draft night. When we were supposed to get Kevin Durant. Remember we were supposed to get KD? Oh my God. Oh my God. I love KD, bro. KD, ask any of my friends, yo. Ask any of my friends. Yo, just say to them, yo, who would Muna pick as a first player to start the NBA team with besides Michael Jordan? KD. Kevin Durant. Danny Ainge, I was with you, bro. I was with you on that. I was with you on that. I was so with you on that, bro. Oh my God. If we had the 1 or 2 pick, bro, oh my God. Kevin Durant, KD. KD. But instead, Ray Allen, playboy, he got game. Jesus Shuttlesworth. And then Maximus, Kevin Garnett. Sorry. Kevin Garnett. I knew, I knew things were different in 2008, game one versus the Washington Wizards. How you doing, Gilbert Arenas? Hey, Gilbert, how you doing, man? I know you're rich. I know you got paper, bro. But what did you say? What did you say before that game, huh? When we smacked you up and down. Interesting fact about that game. You know that was the first game, first indoor basketball game with pyrotechnics. If you remember that game, there was mass smoke in the air because we wanted all the smoke, all of it, all the smoke. Shout out to Matt Barnes. Shout out to Steven Jackson. We wanted all that smoke. And I knew things were different. When we remember Comcast Sportsnet, when they showed the intro video and Kevin Garnett screamed. Ah! Forgive me, I know I look crazy. I don't care. I'm a Celtics fan. I don't care. When he screamed, bro, my whole spine, everything just shivered in joy. I knew, we knew things were about to change forever. Now, granted, we only won in 2008, but a lot of teams changed who they were because of us. Hi, LeBron. Hi, D Wade. Hi, Chris Bosh. Yeah. Yep. We know. We know. I don't care what nobody say, bro. LeBron, I hope the Celtics draft Bronny. So now you're in a dilemma. Now you got to think to yourself, do I really want to go play for them? Will they really accept me? Probably not. Probably not. I'm not going. I'm grown now, LeBron. I'm grown now. I understand, bro. When if you're working, if where your place of work is not paying you enough and you're not getting enough respect, it's time to leave. So I'm grown now. I understand. But always say why you left. Who was the reason why you left? What you gonna say, Kobe? No, no. Because if it was Kobe, you would have got out in the Eastern Conference, right? No. We know why you left in 2010, going in 2011. The grass wasn't green for you, so you decided to turn up the heat. Yeah, this is that episode. Yeah, yeah. Fast forward, Ray Allen left. KG said F you. And bro, I've never felt such vitriol for a human being. When Kevin Garnett did what he did, everyone agreed with him. Everyone said he's done. He's done. KG, had you adapt him up, the hatred wouldn't have been what it is. He wouldn't have had to have gone to First Take and explain himself. But because you said, no, F you, at the time, that's why we all did. So Ray Allen left. Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett left. Rondo was the future. And I remember saying to myself, we're going to be just fine. But then Rondo's gone. Jameer Nelson comes. Jay Crowder. This is a very dark time. This is when my disdain and my questions for Danny Ainge started to come up. And as time progressed, Isaiah Thomas came into the mix. Wow, Isaiah Thomas came into the mix. And he made himself known. Isaiah Thomas, I don't know. I know many Celtics fans have apologized to you, but I personally would like to give my apology to you, sir. That was so terrible how it all went down. I get it. Business is business, bro. But my brother, when you cried on the sidelines next to Avery Bradley. Every and anyone with a soul, we cried with you. Not physical tears, maybe, but inside, we felt you. And I'd speak for every Celtic fan, bro. We love you. Congratulations on getting back to the Suns. You should be here. But business is business, I guess. Whatever. Then Kyrie Irving comes. Kyrie! God, Kyrie. Oh, Kyrie Irving. I don't hate Kyrie, Celtic Nation. Sorry. I know you want me to. You want me to hate him. You want me to not like him. You want me to say F Kyrie because of what he did, because of everything he did. But one thing I will not do, deny a man who has God-given talent. You tell me when Kyrie Irving was here, excuse me, and Gordon Hayward and Al Horford. Al Horford, I hope you run for mayor for Boston because you will win. Landslide victory. When Mayor Wolf is done and she wants to go to Governor Wu, Mayor Horford. Al Horford, bro. Really think about that, bro. Think about running for mayor. There's a lot of Dominicans in here. There's a lot of Haitians in here. There's a lot of Africans in here, bro. We want you. White people want you too, bro. The Irish want you too. The Italians want you too. Al Horford, think about it, bro. Just think about it. On to the next. Kyrie Irving came. Kyrie Irving left. Kemba Walker came. Kemba Walker left. But even in the midst of all those key players, there was two that were getting prepared for what we're talking about right now. JB, JT. Honorable mention, Marcus Smart. God, I love you, Marcus Smart, bro. God, I love you. I saw you one time at the barbershop in Waltham. One more time, shout out to Coco. Bruh. It was like meeting one of the homies. That was what you were. Like, it was good, Marcus. Marcus, let me tell you something about Marcus Smart, bro. Marcus Smart, if you met him, he made sure he stopped to say what's up to you. Marcus Smart made you feel this big. Brad Stevens, bro, next season, let's get him, man. Come on. Let's bring him back. We'll just consider this an off season. We'll consider it that he was out this season. Marcus Smart, bro, I love you, man. God, I love you, Marcus Smart. You should be here. You should be here with us. But I get it, man. I get it. Because your talent, your leverage, your skill is what allowed us to even be in this position to begin with. So forever, God bless you, Marcus. Please come back, Brad Stevens. Please bring him back. But anyway, back to JB and JT. I said all that history to get to here. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. You two are the present and the future. Can you imagine, fellas? You two are responsible for bringing one of these here. You will cement yourself in history. A history that goes back when? Does that number say? 1957. 1957. I know it's a lot of pressure, but you can do it. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, you got to know where you've been to know where you're going. I just saw a Celtic practice video from Celtics podcast, from Celtics Instagram page. Practice was intense from what I saw. It looked so intense. And that is what is going to not only strike fear in the hearts of the ops, everybody else, but that is what's going to ignite you. Brad Stevens, I hope you think about bringing in Kevin Garnett around now. I hope you think about bringing in Paul Pierce right now, if you haven't already. Because I'm not in the front office. I'm not there. I wish I was at the practices. God, I wish I was at the practices, bro. But I'll relax. I'll keep it cool. I know me. I'm very theatrical. But this is my show. I can do whatever I want on my show. But bring them in so that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown can understand. Like I said in the first episode, you got to be a lunatic to win a championship. Bill Russell was a lunatic. Bob Cousy, KC Green, John Havlicek, Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, Dennis Johnson, James Posey, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Rondo, Perkins. And I said James Posey first because I forgot that man's name last episode. Scalabrini. You got to be a lunatic to win one of these bad boys. And we've been crazy since 1957. 17 of them things. I'm going to close out this episode by saying this because I appreciate y'all for tuning in and listening to me. It's going to be my final point. No matter who we face in the finals, no matter who it is, no fear of anyone or anything. Whether it's Jokic, whether it's Anthony Edwards, Karl-Anthony Towns, or whether it's LeBron James. I hope it's LeBron James. I hope it's the Lakers. I hope it's them. I hope to God we meet them in the finals. Because if we do, it's not just a game no more, fellas. It's personal. I'm a diehard fan of you. I'm not, mental, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that serious, you know what I mean? I got rent due, you know what I mean? I got a life of my own. I got a family. I got, you know what I mean? I got other things I need to deal with. But for this, oh, I bleed green. In 2008, I wasn't able to go to the parade because I was in 8th grade and I had school, and my mother would be damned if I skipped school for this. But now, I hope to God we play the Los Angeles Lakers. And if we do, Drew Holiday, Derek White, JB, JT, KP, Al Horford, P Money, P Rabbit, Zvi, Hauser, Cornette, Xavier Tillman, kill or be killed. Kill. You see all this, you see? Kill. You got to know where you've been to know where you're going. God bless you, Celtics Nation. I appreciate you all. I love you all. Thank you for riding with me, episode 2. We're going to keep making it do what it do. To all the Celtic fans out there in the world, this is our time. In the words of Cat Williams, this is the new movement. And always remember, when all else fails, anything is possible.